What's up guys, Donnie here with another Tesla modification video. I want to see if you guys can tell what I modified in here real quick. Do you see anything different? How about now? Oh yeah. I installed a screen swivel mount here for my Tesla Model Y. This is a 2020 model. As you know, all Model 3s and Model Ys have fixed screens. I believe the new Model S and X's have screen swivels in them. They may even be automated at this point. But the Model 3 and Y, the cheaper, more affordable versions do not have the swivel. This one actually goes up and down as well. So the reason I got this one is not simply because it's easier to see from the driver's side view. It's a lot easier to see actually. It's facing right at me. But also because it's very rare that this happens, but the glare during traffic when the sun is really low and it's right behind me, and you have a screen that is perfectly flat so that the glare of the whole sun is going straight to your face. It's very blinding, especially if you have a matte screen protector like I do, which diffuses the light and pretty much makes it so you can't see the screen at all. What can you do, honestly? In this case, now all I really need to do is swivel it just a little bit, and then that glare is completely gone. So that might be a little nitpicky, but I put so much of a premium on being able to see the screen when I want to, and not having this giant screen flashing the sun back into my eyes, that this purchase is way worth it. I will put down in the description below where I got this one. This is from Amazon. It is a Chinese product, but it is pretty well made. While this swivel mount kit has pretty much all the tools you need, I did have my own to make the process much simpler, smoother, and easier to do. Saves a lot of time. I will also link down below the tools that I used that did not come with the kit. I will show you from start to finish what I did to install this bracket onto here. It's actually much simpler than I thought it was going to be. Alright, so this is what we're working with, the screen rotating bracket from Amazon that I got. I'm going to go ahead and do the unboxing real quick. Open it up. These are instructions here. Bracket itself, and then looks like the instructions. I believe this is Chinese made, as most of them are. And we do have some tools that we're going to be working with. It looks like it comes with everything we need, so that's nice. A lot of these kits don't have those included. All right. I'm kind of going into this blind. If you're watching this, you're a lot smarter than I am. We go underneath here. This is the screen, of course. Go underneath here. Take off this cap. Take off this cover. It says to try and apply a bit of force. I can't do this with one hand. Let's see if I can move. See if I can use two hands. Oh yeah, that's really in there. All right, we got it. Our star. So instead, I guess we'll just have to take it out using one of their tools. The instructions on this one said to rotate it to remove it, but mine was actually screwed in using these. Had to use the star tool to get it out, and then it just slips right out of this socket here. We're going to put this away. I'm not sure if we're going to need it for later. The next thing we're going to do is remove these two bolts here. Ooh, we don't want to lose these. If you have these, I would suggest screwing them back into where they belong so that you would not lose these, okay? Because mine just fell out. Okay. Next, I'm gonna remove these bolts here. You can use the tool they have, or if you have a better set of tools, I would use that. I would totally use that. Yeah, these are horrible. Let me get my own. Oh yeah. This is what you need. Mechanics tool sets. Always handy. Make sure you're going the right way. There we go. Okay. Okay, so it's still in there. Something's still holding it in, clearly. I'm gonna pause the video so I can use my flashlight. Looks like the whole thing just comes off. So I'm just gonna put some more force into it. Oh, okay. This side came off. Oh, okay, yep. It was just really in there. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. So we're gonna place this down somewhere nice and soft. We're gonna use the cover here from the box to place it down. Next thing we're gonna do, remove these screws. This was one over here and one over here to take this off of the screen itself. Okay, so I have removed the screws and I have placed them back onto here just lightly because I hate losing screws. Next thing we're gonna do is unplug this from the screen. It will obviously turn it off. This little nub right here, that's what locks it in place. Push it in and then you start pulling it out. Hard to do with one hand. Let's try it. There you go. Okay, this should power off the screen. We have everything separated. The two stay inside there. And now the screen is off. For now, we're gonna keep the screen on this dash with the foam pad that they put in with the product. We're working with this one here. These two nubs go inside of these two holes here. I'll move this out of the way. Okay. They should slide right in. There we go. Wow, interesting. Okay. And now we use the two screws removed from the original vehicle for fixing it in, which are not these. These came with the kit. We're using these that were originally on here. Okay, so it's not all the way in. It's right there. You go. There we go. So hand tighten the screws in first. There we go. I think everything else should be pretty smooth sailing now that the original parts have been taken off. Okay, this one, how am I gonna get this in there? I might actually have to use the old school one. Yeah. Unless nice and stable. Now I believe we adjust this support tightness. Interesting. So we use this thing, this giant thing, and I believe we unscrew this to change the tightness. I could be wrong. So, is this right? Yeah, this one. Oh, look at that. That's the one. I'm gonna leave it as it is because we can always adjust this later. So, okay. Okay, I had to rotate this and then this to kind of jimmy it in there. I'm going to assume these need to come out, so we're gonna push these inside the holes at the bottom here. Okay, looks good to me. And then we push it into place here. It snaps right in. There we go. Snaps in. Does this snap into? There we go. Snaps right in. Perfect. We put this protective cover onto the screen itself with this side on the top and this side on the bottom. This side on the top, this side on the bottom. And we're going to use these screws that we saved onto the screen, whoops, to secure it in place on here. Jeez, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to put it down, okay? Two things. This cover is not well designed to let this through because the brim of this screw is actually hitting into the cover. Also, the one that I took it off with, I came with it, it's not the right size. This side fits a little better, but because of the cover, it's not enough to actually thread it through. So what you really should have if you want to use a screw is one of these, where you have the right size. I believe it's this one. There you go. This is snug, so that should force it through. It might eat into these cover a little bit, but you're not going to see this cover from the front anyway, so I wouldn't sweat it. There you go. So it's snapped into place. There is a little alcove on the bottom to let the screw work. It's just that getting it through in the first place is a bit of a pain, but once it's through, it's pretty easy. So you're gonna need something. You're gonna need the right size for this. Okay. Yeah. So it's tough until it gets into that hole. Now it's cut out for the sleeve. So attaching it back onto there is pretty easy. You just slip it right in and then slip the white sleeve right above it. Now, if you put these on here just not to lose them, you're gonna have to take them off, because what we're gonna do is slide this slot here through this slot, and then the screws are gonna go in to the bottom to secure it in place. Okay. Oh, there you go. Not bad. Is it in yet? I think that's, there we go. I think that caught. I think, let's try this side. Get in there. About how far away? Is it like this? Maybe like that. There we go. Okay, I feel it, I feel it. This side too. Awesome. There you go. This one, I believe we are just tightening as much as we can. Wow, look at that. The screen is moving. That's awesome. Yeah, okay. Last thing we need to do is use the proper sockets for the temperature sensor. Looks like we're using this one because we have a, or are we? No, this one. 2021 Model 3Y. Yeah, we have a Model Y. So this should be the one. So this goes in here like that. And then the screws should fit right in. All right. There we go. That's what we use this one for. There we go. That looks like it's in good shape. Thread this back inside. And then this one should just fit right in to the slots here. This tab underneath the bottom, which does not like to play nicely because it just moves back if you try to push it. So I would prefer to push it from the bottom and then just snap the top in. Anyway, let's see if that works. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yep, thread the bottom and then snap the top in. If you can. There we go. Or just break it. Either way, well, that sucked. So what I was looking at here is, these are the same, just different types. This tab goes underneath there, and then these two are curved in a way where you're supposed to be able to just push it in. But when I push this side in, it kind of just snapped. But it looks fine. I mean, I'm sure it'll hold. It's not like it's something we can see a lot. I'll probably tape this here later just to secure it a little more, but for now I think it's fine. I did notice that I actually didn't have to use this. It looks like this piece is only to be used if the spacing and the top is not the correct, if the gap is too large. In our case, there was no gap at all, so there was no need to use this. This was supposed to go up here somewhere, so there's no need to use it. So we have finished installing the screen swiveling bracket. When I opened the door to turn the screen on, I noticed that the touch screen wasn't working, which was a quick and easy fix. I thought it was something with the cord that I did, but all I really had to do was soft restart the car, which is basically just holding down these two buttons for about 10 seconds. Usually it takes longer. Just wait until the screen blacks out and then let go of the buttons, and then that will reset or restart the car. Soft restart, and everything looks like it's working just fine there. Yep, cool. Yeah, now let's see. This Let's tilt it so that it is about as flush as it was before. And let's do some more measurements again, see how far it actually is this time. From the back of this, from the back to here, we're looking at 8.5 now. I believe that's further out than it was before. And on the side here, we're looking at 4. So it is jutting out more, a lot, 4.5. So it's jutting out a lot, about an inch further than it was when it's fixed in place using the old bracket and stuff. You can tell it's actually pretty clean back here. Don't mind this. This is for a camera. Let's see how far it does. This bracket does tilt up and down. So let's see how far. Okay, wow, that's pretty high actually. You can see the tilt distance is pretty steep. You're probably, unless you're super tall, you're probably not gonna tilt it that high. This is about how it was normally, and it seems that this is as low as it can go. Tilting to the left is pretty steep as well. I think that's a nice view from the driver's side. Tilting all the way to the right for the passenger is actually nice. It's very smooth operation, tilting left and right. I'm not sure if I didn't tighten it enough, but when you do try to tilt it up and down, you can see that there is a little bit of a give. If I just see, you can tell. Now, I know it's not the tightness of this bracket to this one. It may actually, it may be something on the inside. It definitely is. The thing is, I don't think it's gonna make too much of a difference because it's not like it's super loose. You really have to put some muscle in to actually make it do that. So it's probably not going to be rattling the car. I will update the video if it does, or if I need to adjust it or anything. But this seems okay for now. We'll see how it goes. Left and right though, this is going to be perfect. I think this, so installing this one, it was actually pretty easy. I was kind of scared just because of how much I would need to do. I knew we really just needed to replace some parts and add this bracket in there. But thinking of all the electronics connected to the screen, this was a much easier install than, say, doing the frunk, the automatic frunk opener, which was pretty crazy. I would say it's actually pretty easy as long as you have the right tools. I would seriously recommend getting one of these multi-tools with the six-sided stars for you know, not just for this project but for future ones, because the one that it came with was not the right size for, at least for the one that was installed on my vehicle. And I also recommend getting a mechanics set with different sizes so that you're not having to use something like this. You know, these take forever to do, and I would say, you know, having this on hand for any future projects is just so much more convenient and useful. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. The install of this took about just a little over an hour. A lot of that was just getting the tools, getting the whole setup, and also setting up the camera and getting the right angles, putting the light on, so forth. It is very simple install compared to the frunk opener. I would say this is probably the easiest thing I've done for the car. I've also installed a kick sensor for the trunk and the trunk cover in the back, since when I bought this model, it did not come with a trunk cover, the one that retracts back and forth like that. I would say this is even simpler than all of those. The only thing daunting about this was, because it's connected to the screen, which is such an integral part of the vehicle, I was scared of messing up anything in regards to the screen. I mean, what would you do without this screen if you had what would you do without the screen, you know what I mean? But really, it was nothing. It was just there was just one wire in there, there was just one connector in there, and I've dealt with so many of those that it was really nothing. So if you want to get this for your own vehicle, I would not hesitate. Again, the link is down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. It'll really help out the small channel a lot. And we will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.